Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video News Now. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is the strange craft that was seen in Italy. Now, I'm not 100% convinced that this is authentic, but we'll take a look at it. Also got this video that came out of New York of all these strange lights over New York City, or the New York sky. They were trying to say that this is like a transformer blowing up or something, but you take a look at the video and you can see if it's a transformer. Also got this video which shows a strange being in this blue light, and then there's another one which is, I can say this isn't the best quality video, and I'm not sure what's going on, but I believe there's some kind of a being or creature under the water. That's what it looks like here, because I believe that they're on some type of dock or something like that, right? I think that's what's going on here, and I think this is water, and you can see this thing in there. And let's see, and then we got this one here, this blue light. There seems to be some type of humanoid or something swimming in it. Where is it at? Where you can kind of see. Oh yeah, here it is. You can kind of see some humanoid figure swimming in this blue light. Also have this one here. This isn't the biggest screen, but I'll try and enlarge it. But it shows something strange going on in Japan in the clouds here. Very, very strange. Also have this one here from TikTok that shows this humanoid figure with a weird face. And let's see. And then this one is this long video. I'm not going to play the whole thing, just a part of it. And, this is about Frederick Valentich, who was this Australian who was apparently abducted by a UFO. And they actually have the audio, the actual audio, which is, what we're going to listen to. But here's something that I never knew, that this guy was actually obsessed with UFOs. And his father says that he had access. So he was sworn to secret about these confidential documents. I never knew that Valentich had read confidential documents. So I wonder if that had something to do with his abduction. And let's see. Oh yeah, and then we got this article here that was in a Brazilian publication. I had to use the translate tool to turn this into English, so I don't think it's going to necessarily read right, but it's about these new and mysterious UFOs reported and spotted near Elgin Air Force Base. You can see these giant triangle type craft. We'll take a look at that. And then last is just nothing to do with UFOs, but I've always talking about how we've been lied to, that the development of civilization on this planet and evolution and all this stuff. I'm not buying it anymore. It just doesn't make sense. And when I look at like ancient Rome and Greece, and I see this type of architecture that you don't find anywhere else on the planet. And when you take into consideration that during this time, right, most of the other people on the planet were either living in huts, mud huts, caves, in animal skins, you know what I mean? Just basic rudimentary style structures, and yet you have these people building structures like this when you don't find any evidence that this style developed on Earth. And when I say there's no evidence, like someone had to be taught how to build things like this, right? Like where are the schools, right? Where students were taught, where they went through some type of apprenticeship to learn how to do this, or where's the evidence, that there were people practicing how to do this, right? From my understanding, now I could be completely wrong, but from my understanding, when these people started building these city-states, right, they knew what they were doing. They already knew what they were doing. So, my question is, where did the knowledge come from? If it didn't come from or if it didn't originate here on Earth. Anyways, if you appreciate the time and effort that I put into bringing this information to you, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And more importantly, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Anyways, let's get to this video here. Now, it's about 2 minutes long. You know, I'm going to go ahead and play the whole thing when they first see it. Actually, no. Let me just... This is when the person first sees this thing, right? And then what's he going to... He's going to do is... yeah, once it disappears, now he's going to run. I'm just going to jump ahead. It's kind of a long run. Okay, so now they see it on the other side of this little valley here. There it is.
Che storia, guarda, ma che è?
Yeah, you know, all the camera movements look authentic to me, right? And it doesn't seem like these balls of light were like inserted, you know, on another layer, because the camera shake, right? The camera movement shake, it all lines up, right? If these things were laid in, right, after, that's very difficult to do, to match up the shaking.
Ah, si è diviso, guarda che sta. Oh. Uno è volato via. Guarda. Se sta a muovere. C'ho paura. Guarda, ce n'è uno piccolo.
Right, and this type of craft, you know, a sphere with other spheres circling it, have been seen before. Wow, look how fast
Verso il lago, guarda che storia.
Gone.
Mamma. È andato.
Anyways, he just moves the camera around a lot. Let's see. Let's go to this one here. Okay, now this one, right, was taken over New York City. And, yeah, they're saying, let me play the beginning where they're saying, oh, it's a transformer or something.
Was filmed in the sky of New York. After the video spread, city officials came out to declare that these very huge lights were caused by the explosion of a power transformer station, causing it to malfunction.
Yeah, okay, yeah, power transformer station. Yeah, I'm not buying that. Anyways, check this out. Yeah, who has ever seen a power transformer station explode and then these lights, persistent lights, just stay in the sky?
What the fuck is that?
And you know what's also very interesting is why is he the only person? I mean, if this is happening, shouldn't there be a lot more video footage of this? Right? I mean, again, in this day and age, with everybody and their mother with a cell phone, if this did happen, why? This was from 2 months ago. Yeah, this guy's saying these are Christmas, or in the comments, someone's saying these are Christmas lights reflected in the window. Yes, it was the explosion of a transformer power station on the mothership.
What the fuck is that?
You know, it looks like the whole background here is strange and low. I have no idea about this video. Anyways, like I said, you know, if you want to check them out, scary video footage of a UFO, huge blue and yellow lights in the New York City sky. Just look for that. Okay, so let's go to this one here. Oh yeah, this is okay. 2 humanoid entities in the swampy area of this national park. Now let's go to this one here. Let's turn the volume up.
Oh my gosh.
See, if this is real and that person is seeing that, why aren't they like freaking out? Or are they?
Cet enregistrement inhabituel a été rapporté sur les réseaux sociaux le
This
dimanche
unusual
4
recording is reported
février
on social networks on
2024.
Sunday, February 4th,
dans
2024,
lequel
in
on
which we
peut
can observe the
observer la
presence of a
présence d'une
mysterious creature
mystérieuse créature
which, after exchanging glances with the witness, submerges and gets lost under a bridge. Although the evidence has not been verified, it is said that this encounter could have taken place in the south of the state of Florida. In the Everglades National Park, a point recognized to be an area of swamps after it was exposed. Opinions on the internet have been varied, and many claim that this could be a joke. However, in a detailed analysis, we found evidence that suggests the possibility that this could be real. I wonder what that's based on. Observe firstly, the consistency of the eye contour, which is wide and deep. They don't look like simple contact lenses or fabric. But look closely at the creature's arms, which are extremely thin and long, meaning they are far from human. There are no bubbles that do not suggest that someone is holding their breath, or that derive from the movement of the being itself, or even from an oxygen tank device. Without a doubt, an intriguing evidence that we must investigate further to try and uncover the truth. Yeah, very strange. And here's another one. Evidence of mysterious entities moving under bodies of water. However, they are not frequent. The Marias being reminded of the case that occurred on the night of June 20th, 2023, where a group of friends on board a boat offshore from Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. Now remember, Aguadilla, Puerto Rico is where they had filmed a sphere going underwater and flying around the oceans. And also there's supposedly a Navy research station near Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, where, again, it's the military saying that it's a naval research center, but I believe it's a facility to monitor all the activity happening with our advanced neighbors. They clearly observed how a humanoid figure walked on the surface of a strange blue object that positioned itself under their boat. Yeah, there it is. Look at that thing. Look, there's something there. Look at something there.
Mira eso. ¿Hay algo ahí? Mira algo ahí. Míralo.
Nous continuerons à enquêter davantage sur cette vidéo mystérieuse. Si elle est confirmée comme une blague, nous vous le ferons savoir.
Yeah, so anyways, these people, do an analysis of this. Anyways, let's go to this next video here. Okay, this is today's bizarre aerial phenomenon. Is brought to you from Japan. So like I said, this is as big as I can make this thing. Anyways, check this out. It's very short. Oh, actually, long. Yeah, it's short. What do you think this is? Look at that thing. And then here, this is just, I think, some still images. Anyways, that's that. Only 16 seconds long. Let's go to this one here. This is another. It's only 36 seconds long. Let's see. Let me get some volume here. Go full screen. And check this out. Yeah, I think it's just a real short clip that just loops over and over again. But look how small that head is. Right, again, it's not the best video, not the best quality video, but you can still make something out. I find that the legs in that position is very odd. Well, that's that. Let's see. Let's go to this one here. Oh yeah, so this is the last transmission of Frederick Valentich. Now again, like I said, I had no idea he was into UFOs. He was sworn to secrecy about those confidential documents, of course, so he didn't discuss specifics with us. This obsession only grew stronger over the last few years. About 8 months back, Frederick's mother saw a massive stationary light in the night sky, 10 times bigger than a star. So you see, I wonder if he was targeted. Right. Anyways, let me just give you a quick preview of what, of what this Fred Valentich case is about.
Picture yourself, alone, soaring through the vast darkness of the night sky. The steady hum of your aircraft, a Cessna 182, echoes around you. Suddenly, an unidentified object appears, hovering ominously 1,000 feet above you. Desperately, you radio air traffic control. An eerie silence follows, broken only by the chilling sound of scraping metal. This is not a scene from a science fiction movie. This is the last known transmission of Frederick Valentich.
Right, so that's the story. So here they give him, they tell you briefly about his life growing up, and like I said, he was obsessed, right, up with UFOs, which I did not know. So here's his father quoting, "My son Frederick had been utterly captivated by UFOs and the idea of life beyond Earth from a young age. He was an avid reader, books like Chariots of the Gods, saving articles about extraterrestrials, even getting access to classified RAAF files on UFO sightings at bases in East Cell and Laverton." My father took me to see Chariots of the Gods when I was about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old. I was very, very young, but yeah, I've never, because of that, and my dad telling me, he was in the military, telling me about seeing alien craft, I never had a doubt that these things were real. Let's see. He was sworn to secrecy about those confidential documents, of course, so he didn't discuss specifics with us. This obsession only grew stronger over the last few years. About 8 months back, Frederick's mother, so yeah, like I said, he's always had an obsession. She called for Frederick, and he saw it too before it shot away at remarkable speed. There was no denying it seemed otherworldly. After that, even I became convinced UFOs must be real. Now, that's a quote from his father. So, let's see. This is, King Island. It talks about the area. I think, again, like I said, this is in Australia. Flight preparation that show you where he was going. And then, let's see. And let me play this. Okay, so this is a reenactment of what they think happened.
Juliet. No known traffic, Delta Sierra Juliet.
Seems to be a large aircraft below 5,000.
Delta Sierra Juliet, what type of aircraft is it?
I cannot affirm. It seems to be like landing lights. Melbourne, this is Delta Sierra Juliet. The aircraft has just passed over me, at least 1,000 feet above. It seems to me that he's playing some sort of game. He's flying over me 2-3 times at a time, at speeds I could not identify.
Delta Sierra Juliet, no known aircraft in the vicinity.
Yeah, see, based on this cat and mouse game, I think that they must have targeted him for some reason. Maybe he had access to information that he shouldn't have seen. And if that's the case, right, he must have had a contact with someone in the military who was aware. So then, yeah, what does that mean? I mean, what can you make of that?
Vicinity.
It seems like it's stationary. What I'm doing right now is orbiting. And the thing is just orbiting on top of me also. It's all shiny on the outside. It's just vanished.
Delta Sierra Juliet, confirm the aircraft just vanished.
The engine is rough idling. I've got it set at 23, 24, and the thing is coughing.
Delta Sierra Juliet.
That strange aircraft is hovering on top of me again. It is hovering and it's not an aircraft.
At 7:12 p.m., all communications with Valentich were abruptly cut off.
Anyway, so that's that. So let's play now the actual audio. Okay, and yeah, some of it's very hard to hear, but I'll read the closed caption.
Spurred furious debate over the years, but remains unexplained. While the official Valentich ATC audio has never been released, a copy recently appeared on Reddit. UFO researcher Richard Haynes was long suspected of possessing this elusive audio and had reportedly presented it to the press. A recording of that presentation has now emerged online, revealing the original Valentich ATC audio, albeit in poor quality. Although Valentich's words are largely indiscernible, the unsettling metallic sounds are audible before the transmission ceases. We've done our best to enhance this rare, unreleased audio for your listening.
Melbourne, this is Delta Sierra Juliet. Is there any known traffic below 5,000? Cannot confirm it is for bright. It seems to be like landing lights. Melbourne, this is Delta Sierra Juliet. The aircraft has just passed over me at least 1,000 feet above. Or unknown due to the speed of traveling. Is there any Air Force aircraft in the vicinity? Unintelligible. Again, unintelligible. My level is 4,500, 4500. Melbourne Delta Sierra Juliet, it's not an aircraft. As it's flying past, it's a long shape. Cannot identify more than that. It has such speed before me right now. Melbourne, it seems like it's stationary. What I'm doing right now is orbiting. And the thing is just orbiting on top of me also. It's got a green light and a sort of metallic, like it's all shiny on the outside. It just vanished. Would you know what kind of aircraft I've got? Is it a type military aircraft? Yeah, you know what? I wonder if this is one of ours. Again, right, because it seems like he was targeted. So was he targeted by someone within the Australian government? You know, who has access to this technology? Delta Sierra Juliet, the engine is rough idling. I've got it set at 23, 24, and the thing is coughing. My intentions are to go to King Island. Melbourne, that strange aircraft is hovering on top of me again. It's hovering and it's not an aircraft.
A sea and air search was quickly undertaken.
And that is it. So that is the actual audio recording. Anyways, that's as much as I want to play of that. If you want to check it out, look for the last transmission of Frederick Valentich. Let's see. Let's go to this one here. This is an article about new and mysterious UFOs are reported and spotted near Elgin Air Force Base. After the controversial Apollo UFO case, which AARO controversially identified as an industrial balloon, more UFOs reported and spotted near Elgin Air Force Base. Look, anything coming out of AARO, you can't believe anything they say. You know, I don't know if you've noticed, but I very rarely ever talk about, you know, AARO or what's happening with congressional testimony, because I just think, you know, they're so full of shit, right? The U.S. government is not known to be an entity that routinely tells the truth, right? I mean, they've had over 50, 70 years of doing nothing but lying to us about everything. So why would anybody expect this government to tell us the truth about this subject, right? Again, I still can't believe, you know, that there are people who are waiting for disclosure. When, again, like I've said before, you know, disclosure is an ongoing process. It's not going to be an event. It's happening right now. And again, right, there's enough information out there that you should be able to come to your own conclusions. And, you know, what kind of a person would wait for this government, which has done nothing but lie, to tell you the truth about any of this, especially this subject? Let's see. Anyways, let me go back to what they saw. It says here, the report deals with recent triangular UFO sightings near Hurlburt Field, Florida, near Elgin Air Force Base. 3 military witnesses observed a silent triangle-shaped craft hovering at about 8,000 feet with dim lights. The Hurlburt Field Security Forces have been alerted. The size of the object exceeded that of a commercial Airbus. The report, notably the speed at which it moved, suggested capabilities beyond those of traditional aircraft. See details of the sighting. It occurred on the 12th of May 2024. Duration 35 seconds. Number of observers 3. Military location Navarre, Florida. Is that how you say this? Navarre. Shaped triangle, colored black, camouflaged. Estimated size slightly larger than the length of commercial Airbus view from Earth. Anyways, object details. The object observed during the sighting appeared to be shaped like a triangle and blend seamlessly into the night sky. It was distinguished by approximately 16 lights that closely resemble starlight, making the object imperceptible to casual observation. Notably, the object exceeded the size of a commercial Airbus. Locomotion detail. The object exhibited slow, consistent motion unlike any conventional aircraft. In spite of the seemingly slow pace, the object traveled a substantial distance to the completion of the sighting. It appeared to decrease in size until it became a single point of light. Notably, the speed at which it moved suggested capabilities beyond those of traditional aircraft. Notably, the object did not emit any discernible sound throughout the sighting and appeared to maintain an altitude of approximately 8,000 feet. The Hurlbut Field Security Forces were also notified of this event for public safety and security of the military complex. Also near Air Base, a mysterious aircraft was spotted. The images were shared on X by an account focused on aerospace disclosure. The likely black-colored aircraft demonstrated an exotic morphology. Let me see if I can... They're going to show me this craft here on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Let's see what we got going here. Come on, where is it? I hope this is worth the wait. Let's see, you're unable to view this post because this account only limits who can view their post. Oh, that sucks. So I'm unable to view this post. Well, I wasn't able to see the post, so let's just move on. Anyways, yeah, so let me get to these last two videos. Yeah. Now, these videos, I just want to, again, kind of question, right? Where does this style of architecture come from, right? If you also take into consideration, right, this is, what, 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, right? And approximately 5,000 years previous to these civilizations developing, right, the Earth went through a extinction level event, right? Were two meteors, right? The Younger Dryas event, right? That thing hit, right, 10,800 years ago. Yeah, look at this thing. The people who had the knowledge and ability to build these things, where did it come from? Right? This is not something that, some high school students could get together and build. If we were to contract someone to build this structure today, right, it would have to be a very well-established architectural firm or design firm. Right? And then again, and then building all this stuff, right? It's not something that simple hunter-gatherers could just figure out. Look at, look at this one. This is ancient Rome. Look at the geometric shapes, the detail. When the rest of the planet, the majority of the people on the rest of the planet were living, as savages or barbarians, right? Aren't there stories of Rome, right, getting into wars with people that they considered barbarians or savages or uncivilized? Right? Well, yeah, weren't the Romans battling people that the Germanic tribes, right, that they considered barbarians, that they considered uncivilized, right? Yeah, the people they were at war with were not building structures like this. They were, I don't know how to put it. They were dirty, filthy people, right? Whereas the Romans, right, they were obsessed with, not necessarily obsessed, but they were concerned with cleanliness, right? They knew how to build plumbing so that they had baths and fountains. And look at this layout. Okay, again, someone didn't just, right, stand on this hill and start directing people to put things all willy-nilly, right? This area was designed. Like before any of this was built, some people, right, had to survey this entire area and then decide, they're going to build this here, they're going to build this here, they're going to build this here, right? Again, and the people that made those decisions had knowledge of urban planning, right? And they also had a different social hierarchy, right? People in their society that played different roles. Again, unlike other areas, well, except like, let's say China and Japan, right? Maybe those areas, had similar understanding of developing or starting cities. But again, it's their style of design and architecture is so different. So where did these develop? This notion that, the first man walked out of Africa, again, and some Africans just came over here into this part of the world, to the Mediterranean, and just somehow woke up one day with all of this knowledge? No, it didn't happen. And again, another thing, hunter-gatherers are not known to be explorers, right? Hunter-gatherers are sedentary. They stay in a spot. They find a food source, water source, and they stay. Or unless they're nomadic. But still, if you're nomadic, right, you're just following your food source, or you're moving because of the weather. But yeah, again, I've said this before. Nowadays, it's not that much of a stretch to believe that a civilization that developed on another planet, right, 10,000 years, 100,000 years before our society, before our civilization developed, right, and they also knew how to travel intergalactically, or travel through space, travel from planet to planet, right? And is it too much of a stretch to believe that a culture that was completely established, right, brought all their knowledge, brought their entire culture to this planet and established themselves here, which is why these people had, right, theater, right? And didn't they also have orchestras, right? Where did all of that develop? There is no evidence that these cultures developed on Earth from a more primitive culture. I believe that, like the early Greeks, Mycenaeans, the Etruscans, even in the early Persians, right? Because you look at places like Petra, right? Where did the people that designed Petra, they were able to carve rock into these shapes? Again, where did that knowledge come from if it didn't come from another planet? But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Wow, this is a long video, over 30 minutes long. If you appreciate the time and effort that I put into bringing this information to you, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And more importantly, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Until next time, take care.